Alright, so my good camera cut off on me here. Doesn't record very long. Okay. Good camera cut off on me here. So I'm back on the phone. We're making an Audrey plant. Okay, I've got a marker I've already cut out where the mouth is gonna be. I'm making the mouth more of towards the movie style. A lot of people do these kind of crazy mouth cuts, which looks cool, but I want mine to look more like the movie. I'm actually gonna bring it down a little bit more. Got the knife. I got a pool noodle, so once I cut it, I'm gonna stick this inside of here just to keep it from collapsing. I got some leaves. Got an old pot, cheap plastic pot that I had laying around. Got some styrofoam that I cut, drilled a hole in to fit down inside of there, and a piece of bamboo for the stem. Just gonna throw some rocks or some concrete mixed up down inside of there. Got this stuff, foam clay off of Amazon. It was like $8. You can get bags of this stuff from Target, from Crayola for $5 or $6. This is what we're gonna use for the lips. I got bag of some teeth laying around from another Audrey plant that I made. Got these teeth, these from the Dollar General for $3, these from Dollar Tree for $1.25. They are the exact same thing, except these are a little bit lighter in color. We're gonna paint them so it doesn't matter anyway. Got the glue gun, and I got some of this floral Halloween type stuff that I've painted with some black paint, glow paint. And that'll just about do it, other than maybe some stems and sticks, maybe some vines from outside to help wrap around. Actually, we got this paint here. So we have greens, got yellow, a little bit orangish yellow, got some red and some purple. And once it's done, it's gonna get painted with some clear spray paint, gloss, make it glossy. And then I might even go over the lips after they're dry and painted with some clear nail polish to give it that glossy, wet lip look. They make this stuff called, I think it's called Wet, actually, is the name of it. It's on a Monster Prop website. It's the same thing as using some clear nail polish or some glossy spray paint. So, and that stuff for a small little bottle of it is like $30. You get a whole can of spray paint for, unfortunately, about $7 now. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this out. Let's try this razor knife first. See how this works. And it's a little dull because I've been making tombstones. Yeah, maybe I should probably take some off. Let me just try this funkin knife, or this pumpkin carving knife. Supposedly you can use them on these, so I guess now's a good time to try it. I just figure it's gonna make a bigger mess. Definitely gonna make a mess. I don't really like it. If you're worried about the funkin cutting too much, like I was, just draw your line in more and cut less. You can always cut more off. I'm gonna break some of this knife off so it's a little sharper. All right, got some cut off here. Should be better. Got some pliers and just broke some off. A lot of these knives, little tip, on the back here, you pull that off and it slides over the blade and you can break the blade with the back of the knife. But these don't have it. So I just use some pliers. Pro tip, I hate it when you watch a video and they're like, pro tip, so annoying. Anyway, I always have a empty water bottle around that I throw old screws or nails or any kind of damaged pokey things, razor blades, pieces of razor knife in there. That way I can seal it up, and when it's all full, I throw this away. It's nice and safe. Trash men don't get poked. You don't get no lawsuits. You don't have loose nails or screws rolling around your garage, outside in your driveway, popping tires. Keep something like that around. Okay, hopefully this is better now. It's a little bit better. I think if I did it outside, I would probably use that pumpkin carving knife, but I'm in Florida and we're reaching close to mid-90s today. They don't feel very thick. I'm only in maybe a ½ inch and it feels like I've cut through it all the way, so definitely gonna need that pull noodle to keep it from collapsing on itself once I get the stem in there. This will be outside on my porch, and I grew up in Kansas City, Missouri. Halloween time is always nice and cool. I live in Florida now, north of Tampa Bay. Halloween's always hot. It's always weird around the holiday season. Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, because it's so warm. Been here about going on 16 years now. It still feels weird that it's hot and humid on Christmas Day. Okay, this is a little bit time consuming, so I'm gonna knock it out and then I'll be back. Okay, I got that cut out, and I also drilled a hole in what will be the bottom, and I drilled it in a manner where it's gonna be angled kind of up like that, maybe down a little bit more. Anyway, this is all cut out. I'm gonna save this piece because I might use this stem towards the back. A little bit of foam in here I'm gonna knock out. I got the stem here in the pot. I'm gonna set that down And I'm gonna stick the head in here and see how I want to arrange it. And then I can take the pool noodle and cut out and stick inside of here so it gives the top stability so it doesn't want to close. I drilled this hole where it should be nice and tight. Whatever kind of stem you're going to use, drill the hole accordingly for your stem. This bamboo has these little ridges. It's pretty tight going over that ridge. Hope I don't rip it. And I did a little bit. I think that angle's pretty good. What do you think, Scarlett?
Pretty good.
It's pretty tall. It's up to my chest. The ones at Michael's are $120, and they are shorter than this. And they are not going to look as cool as what I'm going to make this. Theirs are kind of like felty filling. There's no lips. It just has some teeth shoved in there. It's flat in the bottom, and just a dowel rod going down to a cheap pot. 120 bucks.
100.
So that's the angle I'm going for. And the angle of the stem here, the bamboo that I have, it's not straight up. I have it angled back just a little bit, just so to counterbalance the weight. Even though this is gonna be, the pot's gonna be weighted, it's got a good counterbalance as it is. The only reason I'm gonna weight this is because it's gonna be outside, and I don't want the wind knocking it over, so. Go ahead and get the foam noodle cut for the inside.
Just like
Right around there. Just figure out the length you need. This is a 14-inch pumpkin, 14 3/4 inch funkin, they call it. So,
pumpkin.
yeah, they call them funkins.
That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
And the pumpkins at the other stores, like they should be like $1. Literally. They're so tiny.
Okay, I got a little bit too much in there, so cut a little bit off. That's a pretty good size there. So shove it back down. And that should be where it will go. That way. Okay.
Looks pretty good.
Right?
Yep.
So that's the angle I'm gonna have. That's how that's gonna be.
Then you just have to like.
I'm just gonna mark this stem and the funkin so I know how to orient it.
You just wanna like put.
That way when I glue it, I have it in the direction I want. Okay, so this is about how it looks here. Got the stem in the bottom. This is like this, so it's at an angle. The bamboo goes all the way up for the inside here. Don't know if I can get that on camera. Yeah, you can see the bamboo there. And the pool noodle is in there just for stability. So the mouth won't close over time. It feels nice and secure at this position right now. So I'm gonna glue the bamboo stick, and then I'm gonna glue the pool noodle in there, and it should be nice and sturdy. Just glued some pool noodles vertically, then horizontally. Horizontal. Gonna fill it in with a little bit of spray foam and do the top also. And went with a little bit different idea here. This is one of the sides that was cut out right here. I cut it down and took a rasp to it to form it and give it these pieces coming out here. And I used some hot glue to give that vein kind of look. I stuck the stem on the back because in the movie that's where it actually grows from instead of the bottom. So I'm just gonna fake it back in there like that. And from here on the other side, I've got this piece, and I think this is going to be the tongue. I think that'll be pretty cool. So I'm gonna go do the spray foam, let it dry. I'm not gonna do much because I don't want it to foam up too much in there. And then get this tongue in there and work on the lips. And the foam is done. Went ahead and painted it purple. Put the tongue in there. Got a first coat of red on it. Got to do probably 2 more coats of red and then touch up the purple. But I got all the purple done. Looks really good in there. So, built it up with the pool noodles first, then the spray foam. And don't let the spray foam cure all the way. Let it swell up. And then come back maybe, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes later. And then just push it down. That's how I made this kind of look like this. It was huge. It was swelled up, you know, almost touching the top and the top down here. And I just pushed everything in, pushed all the air out of it. And I just touched the red, still wet. But that's how I got that look. So now we have to do the lips. So it's time to use the foam or the form clay. All right, the form, sounds weird to say. I was saying foam clay, it's form clay. But the stuff from Crayola works beautifully. I've used it before. Time to try to make some lips. Comes in a little resealable bag. It says on here, air dry, 24 to 48 hours. Non-toxic. Hopefully there's enough here to do both lips. It's looking pretty sticky. The stuff from Crayola was really easy to work with. I don't know, it doesn't stick to your fingers too bad. Feels really weird. Feels super moist, but it doesn't leave any moisture on you. It's like touching a wet bag, like if it's got water on the inside of the bag. I guess you just gotta get in here and manhandle this stuff. You can make your lips as big or as small as you want. From looking at the one on the movie Little Shop of Horrors, it doesn't have these big funky lips. It just kind of like smooths down inside of there. So I'm gonna try to go that route. And it was bigger in the front and almost went to almost nothing in the back. Got a little paintbrush that I'm gonna use to just push the lines like we have in our lips. And I'm just gonna go for it here. I'm just kind of smushing it all the way out to where it's almost nothing, where it meets the bottom here. I'll do that on the top too. I don't know how long you have to work with this, but it says air dry 24 to 48 hours, so try this method here. See how this works. It's not too bad, it's kind of subtle, but it still gives the look. Really stick to that bag they ship it in, that's for sure. Size about that probably will do the whole top lip. I guess if you don't like how it looks, you can always just come back and add some more. That's really big, but I kind of like it. Scarlett, can you turn down your TV, please? Yeah, I think so. I think so. Make it easy here. Just kind of tucking it in and then up under, pushing in and then under the bottom of the foam pumpkin where I cut it. Just trying to blend it the best I can onto the pumpkin. So it will stay attached. I think it's looking really good though. A little bit more on the inside here. Stuff's super easy to work with. That is for sure. I thought about trying to do paper clay, but even when you do the paper mache paste over the paper clay, it still doesn't come out really smooth. And this comes out nice and smooth, which is really what I want. These lips. Got the paintbrush again. Gonna go back over it. Put some lines in there. I'm just kind of pressing. I'm not really pulling too much. And I think maybe I'll grab a toothpick and do some finer lines maybe. Scarlett, that's the last time I want to hear that. Got it? I have a 7-year-old that loves to play the same songs over and 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 over. Never gets old. Ever. This stuff is really sweet to work with. My lip's a little fatter on this side than the other, but looks good though. And I have a thought to blend all this in right here. Once this dries, the lips, I'm going to come back over this with the toilet paper liquid latex. That technique is really, really awesome. Looks great. And it'll make all these kind of veins really blend in and go together well. And you'll be able to hide that seam right there on these lips. So I'll do it all across the top, and then just where the lips are on the bottom. And then maybe I'll give the whole thing a quick layer of liquid latex. I really like that liquid latex, but man, if it gets a hold of something and starts to come off, it will rip the whole thing off. Just kind of get your shape how you want it. I don't think it has to look too perfect, because once you throw the teeth in there, that's really kind of what draws everybody in, is the teeth. So get a toothpick here. And just make some fine lines. Oh yeah, that works great. Toothpick. That's the way to go. Just grab a close-up, and then I'll continue and come back when it's done. So that's how got the lips up top. Kind of hard to see on the inside here, but I just pushed it in and then up, and then the same thing on the bottom there, but I'll bring those lips all the way back to here, top and bottom. And I think once the teeth is in there, it's gonna look fabulous. Got the shape of the lips pretty well how I want them. Like I say, I'm gonna go back over this seam here with some toilet paper and liquid latex, and then all over the top with liquid latex and toilet paper. And I'll completely do the lips with latex. Give them that skin kind of look. But I think that look will be good. Put the teeth in there after I finish touching up the paint on the inside. And do the lips. I guess I got a while before I do the teeth, but yeah, it's looking pretty good. I think putting that stem on the back is a good idea. because it's gonna help me to make something go around here to look like it's growing from the back. And that top piece is really gonna be good with the toilet paper liquid latex method. Give it that 3D effect. And the glue across here and there. A lot of people just do the veins here with paint, which it looks good, but I think adding this glue to give it that 3D effect with the toilet paper liquid latex is gonna be better. And then on the movie, the one they did, it also had veins going this way, plus the middle one. It also had 2 extra veins going this way. I only did 1 on each side, but in the movie it's got a bunch. So that's where we're at right now. I took this stem that came with those big leaves on it, and I routed it up towards the back of the stem on the pumpkin. Went down, wrapped it around the bamboo. I left these 2 little prongs sticking up because I can stick a couple leaves back in those after I glue the ones around the back. But now I'm going to go through with this floral wrap and wrap it all around the stem here. All right, I got the floral wrapped all around the bamboo. I did not think that was video worthy until I learned how to do the fast forward video. But I got that all wrapped around. I got the leaves tucked in. They're just sitting in there for now because I have to paint the head, but I need the lips to dry, so tomorrow or the next day. I went ahead and I put a little bit of the form foam on the top for the vein up there, but it's looking pretty darn good. That all in the back there. Probably gonna throw some Dollar Tree fake moss on there just to hide the glue. Maybe down around on the stem where the bamboo is, I'll put a little fake moss up in there to try to hide that. But I'll tell you what, and I'm gonna have fake moss down here on the bottom. Maybe I'll even just spray paint and throw some sand on there and then spray paint it brown, dark brown. And I'll go back over that pot with a little bit of black wash and then white dry brush to give it an aged look. It's looking pretty good though. Blows those ones away from Michael's for sure. And gosh, I must have got that Funkin on sale after Halloween last year. I want to say $5 for that 14-inch pumpkin. The bamboo was free. The leaves and the floral, I want to say that was $20. And the foam, the spray foam, is just a little bit I had left over from attaching legs to homemade tombstones. And those are only $3 from Walmart for a can. The pot, couldn't have paid much for it, but I've had that pot laying around for probably 5 years. And it's just a plastic cheap one. So total, shoot, with hot glue, I don't know, $35 maybe to make it. Oh, I'm sorry, the form clay was $8. So yeah, $35 or so to make that. Because I still have plenty, I still have quite a bit of this form clay in here. Almost half still left. And for something that does not look nearly as good as this, and I don't even have the teeth in yet and the thing painted, and right as it sits right now, it looks better than the ones at Michael's. And those are $120. Still waiting on the lips to dry, but I popped the teeth in while it was still somewhat soft, so that way they'd stick in there. And when I put another coat on the tongue and touch up all the purple, I'll pull these teeth out, and then before I put them back in, I'll put a little bit of hot glue on the tip of it and stick them back up in there. Spray foam all in the bottom. I'm gonna cut it flat and get some Super 77 glue, spray in there, throw some sand or dirt in there, and then some fake moss. Still gotta paint it, but these lips are still soft, and it's been 24 hours, and it says 24 to 48, so maybe another day, and then I can do the coating, the liquid latex toilet paper, and then paint. It's looking pretty good though. Got the toilet paper and the liquid latex all done. It's just toilet paper, liquid latex. You just brush it on there and then rip your toilet paper, stick it on there and brush over it. It's all wet right now, but once it's dry, it'll have a good look to it. And when I paint it, it'll be seamless. So, came in here around that seam, all the glue lines, this piece up here, all blended in. Still gotta do the seam on the bottom lip. That'll have to be tomorrow. Got some paint on it. Blended in somewhat decent. Still got some touch up to do. Gotta do touch up around the lips and just blend it in a little better. Got the bottom done around the lips with the latex and the toilet paper. And I just kind of blended it into the regular pumpkin and then just put a coat of latex all over it. It's looking pretty good. I did put a little bit of latex on the tongue, and I got to do another coat of dark red on the tongue. So next we'll be painting the bottom, finishing the lips, little bit of dry brushing, I do believe, for the top. Maybe on the bottom. The bottom I'm just gonna go dark into yellow, I think. Dark green into yellow. And gotta finish the base here. It's looking good. It's all wrapped up. I got some moss glued in here. The base done up a little bit. Gonna throw a skull in here. Got these little skulls and pieces of mulch. I'm gonna hot glue into here. And I had one of these rope lights from Five and Below. So I just went through all inside of there, wrapped it all up and around on there just to give it a little bit of lighting effect. I may throw one of those little Velcro, one of those tea lights up inside of the mouth, so it'll light up inside the mouth too at night. I'll get everything there glued on, hot glued on, and then get some final shots. And it is done. Just threw some clear coat on there. It's looking nice and vibrant, man. Those lips look nice and wet. Here, little skulls, some body parts, some sticks, some sand, and little pieces of grass down in there with some fake moss. I did pick up some of these flowers from the Dollar Tree with the little eyeballs in them. It's got concrete or that Quikrete all in the bottom, so the wind shouldn't blow it over in the place I'm gonna put it. Let me know what you guys think. I think it came out pretty good for a little Halloween prop. Got the hand video coming soon for the big 12.5-foot guy. And that should be the next video. Thanks for watching. Let me know what y'all think.